Vihanga, that's right, she said. I asked why. These names are symphonies, not English. But the middle R is silent, that's how English pronounce. The English is not symphony. The English do that because of the emphasis, which doesn't apply here. You do what I say. It's too pretty to pronounce that way anyway. Ancestors whispered to my ear, we're brown. We pronounce all like how we do. Disbeliever. I placed in life just like a damask rose, got bigger and color unlike other. But grew up in a steel cage, guarded with wire, became the child in the chalk notebook. Silent rebel sneaked through the bars, I let her thrive. But the pain tattooed in my heart made me a disbeliever. This is more like being mixed-raised and finding like my identity is nowhere in between, but I'm more like a person who doesn't hold anything. Sweet, stupid childhood days were beautiful. The evenings we played with sand, in the weekends, no clothes on the mild, creamy, soft body except panties. Such curls overhead was profited as it was fed with lycine. We made sand rice puddings out of coconut shells. We knew the texture to make a perfect and non-breaking rice pudding. The cakes were pressed into a curd clay cup, turned into pudding, and decorated with hibiscus flowers of colors red and peach. The wine we served made of ripened spinach fruit. The beautiful violet water was delightful. The grapes sometimes were with icing on top. How? Out of mud? Not really. We stole Daddy's shaving cream. This is one of my childhood memories where when we had lices in our head, so my mother's routinely treatment with lysine, like where we have to play with sand, and the most delightful thing out of all that was like stealing Dad's shaving cream to like just the sand cake. Together, let's meet again for the first time under the stars of Mount Laguniya Beach, of dusk soft sand, wrapped in your warmth while sipping cold beer. I see a romantic soul within your smiling eyes, wanting to leapfrog your plumpy pair. Though I resist undeniable, you're my true love, wholly dramatic. Never regret the days of happiness and nostalgia hurts. I know you will never be mine. I'm minority of politics, the only recent taboo. But I let you go. And don't stop loving you. I cannot replace you. I will find someone like you. I wish nothing but the best for you. This is more like a breakup point where you have realized a point that no longer this relationship is not going to work. Serenity in the darkness gives me the thrill of a secret, a deep dark secret or a painful lesson. It lets out the sweet inner hidden soul. It sucks the sorrow in and lets overflow some peace. Soothes the heated body by coolness of the dark. Glimpse of light brings melody to the song of darkness. Hide among the shadows and shades. It's fun with the ones who don't see the darkness. Listen to the scream of horror of people who are scared of darkness. Enjoy thinking about their unrealistic imagination. Darkness gives me playful feelings. Wakes up that joyful, lustrous feelings emerge. The shadows distract me.
Collection that hopefully will come out in January next year or February. It's a collection of 46 poems. Please don't ask me the logic behind the number. Just came to me like that. So I'll read several poems for you, like 5 or 6, and they're very short, so it won't take too much of time, 10 minutes. So this first one that's titled Roborosia is something that I wrote rushing back home after watching a play at the Valley. I think it was Preme Nagare by Asanka Pushpakumar. I think that was the director, I guess. I'm sorry if I'm getting the name wrong. And this actually, what I'm describing here actually happened. I saw this and I had to write. So, you know, those moments of inspiration, I suppose. Roborosia. Tonight, I sit under a roborosia, hand in hand, unsubstantial. Life unraveling in open air, to vicariously watch a boy sitting with a girl at an angle, hand in hand, substantial, in the juvenile joy of a dramatic articulation of what meaning is life. And it is then that a single leaf falls on the theatre floor in subtle punctuation of a louder presence than a frail echo, and asks the reason why I turned poet. Do I know? Yes. I whisper back to the single leaf and say, so I could have poetic license to love you. So, the one before the last, titled Passengers. That skip in your heartbeat, do you notice each time I pass by? I can tell. Unsteady, I almost reach out to touch that hand you rest on the frozen sill. The fingers that drum a restless tune, elbow-aligned. The ocean down south in your eyes, your shirt collar played with the salt. Oh, the stampede to grab a seat, you on the right, I on the left. The wait for the metallic pace to coincide, for the guards to look away, as passengers too on parallel tracks. May I get off at the next station, if for the same you have no hesitation? And the last one, thank you for bearing with me so far. If your lover were an ancient manuscript, that's the one. If your lover were an ancient manuscript, would you transcribe and illuminate her like a Bible page on its script, handwritten, or travel back in time to the age of the pictogram to paint her a graphic symbol instead? Would you rather have her in a roll or leaves? Hard to pick, I know, perhaps the latter. But then, with your lips to read her text, if you're determined, whether scroll or codex, does it matter? Thank you very much.
So, I've been looking forward to this for a couple of weeks. I'll be reading probably three poems from my collection that is in the press. This might be out probably in time for Christmas, maybe. It's called Epistles, Elegies, Imitations. That's what's in this book. So please get this when it comes out. And while you await it, please get what is already out. There are 2 books by me back there. I have slashed the prices, inversely proportionate to the cost of living. It's half the price, including Love and Protest, which won the Gresham Prize in 2014. And What Is Not the greatest book I have written. So if that's not going to sell it, nothing will, so please buy it for God's sake, right? So I'll be reading 3 poems. The first one is called Catherine's Forwarding Address. And I was in this bookshop in a small town, right at the edge of that country. So this is a small town and this is the only bookshop in that town. And the books are, what do you call them, like second-hand stuff, used books. So very few first-hand books for sale. Books from everywhere. So I'm kind of browsing through, and then in an obscure corner, I come across 4 books. One by Ashok Ferry, another by this writer called Chimi Tenu Alhar, Naomi Munavira, and one book by Perera. They did a print of Anuradha Roy's The Lives We Never Lived. It's called, yeah, All the Lives We Never Lived. So these four books, very unobvious corner of this bookshop, and brand new, not used much. So I kind of flipped the pages. They have been left there by a woman called Catherine, presumably, to whom the books are dedicated, all four. So this poem is based on that encounter with Catherine's legacy to this bookshop in this small town. Bookshop, a used bookstore that faces the sea. Beyond the shore, until one reached the Antarctic, no countries or commitments, so the dolphins are free. A small shop, mainly books in the local languages. A few Dutch and German editions, romance books in Portuguese, shelves touching shelves like in a village library where almost brand new but let go for free, I find piled together two editions of Ashok Ferry, Jimmy Lars the Loyal Stalker, and with 40 pages bound upside down, What Lies Between Us, a Naomi Munavira. 4 Sri Lankan titles, and a Lankan print of Anuradha Roy, All the Lives We Never Lived, book a shortlisted winner of the DSC prize. Where it doesn't matter about the barcode, it looks small to my eye. This book is not for sale outside Paradise Island. Like brass plates caught in an unexpected wind, in a courteous bow, Jimmy's hand is slanted where he has signed. Okay? It is for Catherine. The book is flourish signed to Catherine for all the company and conversation. Ferry's hand circles across the page. Dear Catherine, followed with a debonair endorsement. Dear Catherine, it seems to say, here I plant my signature. Ferry, La, Munavira, and Roy's local publisher in Colombo, they all live on connected roads, fortified by books, bathing in the same municipal water, delivered through German taps in the old Dutch quarter, on roads styled in Portuguese, first language English, the domestic and public servants, locals. The cultural curve from Kolupitia to Colombo 5, Kolpiti people is the name of Ferry's book, Kolpiti to Fife Road to Havelock Town. Either side of the Portuguese cinnamon plantations, the land where the Colombo New Rich later built their homes, where the English nursery rhyme was born. Uptown Colombo, book buying, poetry reading, wine tasting, from evening to night, night to midnight and morn, in the fear from Pittala Junction to Fife Road. And Catherine must have been there too. 2 ferries, a Chimila, a Munavira, and a Perera Hussain print of Anuradha Roy, dedicated to dear Catherine by the esteemed authors. The others bought or given as affectionate gifts. In all, spoils she had carried with her, Catherine, 10,000 miles from the Indian Ocean's lost Paradise Isle, somewhere in her traveling suitcase, finding space as she ventured south from land to land over the changing sea, until she reached this port, the last known in civilization, where the books to this establishment were probably given free. And Catherine, where did she go from here? I walk out and stand at the curb's edge and remark the gulls dip and take off to the heavens above the sea. Where did she come from? The books, why didn't she read? Why did she carry them this far, unread? Did she unfurl her wings, or did Catherine walk into the sea? My Lady Gregory. This collection has two Lady Gregory poems. One is titled The Other Lady Gregory. This is called My Lady Gregory. I'll give you a kind of a heads up on the poem I'm not going to read. The Other Lady Gregory is about the Lady Gregory who is buried in Kandy. This is William Gregory's first wife, not the one who comes in your W.B. Yeats classroom. That's the second wife, right? So the first Lady Gregory. She's at the Garrison Cemetery if you want to check her out in the corner. But this is another one. This is called My Lady Gregory. I like to read your story, elegant friend, with whom you side in the great battles you fight for women against warming times, to oust dictators for human rights. So far that your story was written for you by obliging pen, by your father's friends. Your story, in your words, on Revolutionary Day, the ones you will kiss and kill, in serious terms, the heads you will take and the cakes you will bake, in your words, in your lines, slow not to betray the places you go to, the perfumes you try, the positions you place yourself in, the gods that carouse in the front of your house, as seen by those your parents chose to admit by the back and before, on all fours. The stories you tell of Alice's Wonderland, the remains of a mid-morning meal in a Parisian cafe Fitzgerald went, and a close-up of your ankle boots, mauve like a witcher's hat, on a cobbled street. Paris with a French flag tag, in the background the Bastille, standing statuesque, a brown work of art, without ironies, talking about Tara and her medieval areola in vehement terms, while sharing the shortlist of the Commonwealth Prize. This comes up front in the collection. It's called Plain Julia. So this is a poem. This is a poem about getting ready for a wedding you really don't want to go to, right? And then falling asleep and waking up 2 days later, right? It's called Plain Julia. The day before your wedding, nowhere rain unfurled. I kept invitation near postcards I had from marrieds and singles from around the world. Dusted and with new black, brushed to shine, the pair I ever hardly wore. More boxers, trousers neatly pressed, by my wedding wear blue shirt. When I turned, I slept and woke 2 days later, undeterred in sleep, having snored somewhat but having had no dreams of you. To return the effects to the wooden rack, relieved I wouldn't now have to live it through. I leave it there. Thank you.
So, do we have any questions for this man? If you don't, I guess I'd like to remind again about the books that's on sale behind. These by Gamba's book. Yes, it's honest. So yeah, I guess we can move on. Yeah.
So, about this writing. It's about how the woman in her nature and having the that's you. I was wondering whether you have changed a lot since 10 years. Changed a lot. But that was not you. I can't imagine if you ever allowed for you to select a
about you? Okay. Well, first and foremost, what you write is obviously not always just personal feelings that come out. And, it's not always spontaneous, or it's not always about you or something that you have any relations to. Right? I do understand. As I was editing this collection, I was thinking, like, keep it or not? Because it sounds like something obviously very something against women's empowerment, definitely. To turn her into a script that a man can read. And then I was like, okay, what if it was the other way around? It was the he and the woman is writing on the man's body, right? You know, like, personal is political. Anything can be politicized, anything can be read in a certain political way, right? Interpretations are open. However, sometimes when I write, I just write. I'm not really very sure from where these ideas come. But then as I was writing, I was wondering, what if this was a woman who was saying the same thing, right? The script was the man, and the woman was reading that script with her lips. I think for me that poem is more erotic than, for me that in a sense I would not really want to do a gender politics reading on the poem, because this is how it came to me. Sometimes you are not really in control of what you're writing, right? And in that moment, you might surprise yourself by writing something that maybe is not really your character. And yes, I have changed over the last 10 years, not into an anti-feminist, but of course, in the way I approach the questions of gender politics, I have definitely changed. But it doesn't mean that I'm endorsing this, right? But then I decided to keep it in the collection because it can obviously be read the way you have read it, and it can be read in different ways, and it can be politicized. It might be taken just as it is, as a man reading a woman's body with his sweats, which is something very erotic and very sensuous as far as I see it. So I think we can hold our perspectives equally. But yes, I do agree with you on the fact that it can be read the way you did, and most might read the way you did. I respect this. One more thing about that. Several months ago you posted it. See, I don't know what I have about all of you should call me Gayathri. He's my teacher. So, yes, it was wonderful. And that was the first time I noticed that the sky was changing. It reminded me of certain memories I had of being in these very strange places and then coming for things. And I would touch them and would wonder how many people before me had touched them, and where are they, where did they go. And it would fill me with so much pain. And all those people that we would never come across, we would never say hi to. It's so sad sometimes. Yeah.
Anyone else have any questions? I think I have. Go ahead. Yeah, please go ahead.
I would direct this question to Mr. Perera. Do you mind if I ask you a question about the book?
Yeah.
What is now?
Yeah.
I think I can project my voice loud enough that they want to hear. Everybody
I can't hear.
Yeah. You can't. What about now? Right. Okay. Now, in that book, right, you talk of a certain dramatist in Kandy. And then there is one person that says in this book that he is not going to make it. Right? So I'd like to know who this person is. The person who says he's not going to make it.
So the dramatist.
I'm trying to get an answer out of it, like this in this platform to do so.
Yeah.
I'm putting you on the spot by the way.
So the identity of the dramatist or the
No,
commentator?
the committee.
I need to read the book.
Makes the comment.
I need to read the book.
My goodness. This is from your book, by the way.
Yeah. So I mean, like, it's a long book. There are 158 characters in it.
Right.
These are minor characters, right? Not the dramatist, the comment. I vaguely remember, but I'll kind of probably before I go, I will just take a look and I will communicate. So the dramatist, it's clear, right? The dramatist, it's clear.
Is he a dramatist?
No, what I mean is the one spoken about is clear, right?
Yeah, that's
It's clear, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
It's the commentator that's the problem.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Make note of it.
There's something called suspense also, no?
We're
Right?
reading it right now.
Yeah. Keep the audience hanging, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, anyone else? Any questions? I have one actually. So since I was talking about my influence, so do you guys have any poets who has influenced you?
I've already answered your question.
Yeah. How do you
Influence.
like someone you like to go back and read?
None. No one.
You? Alright, I guess we can wrap this session up.